I'm so hoarse, y'all. My voice is gone. My voice is gone. Anyway, anyhow, I had to keep clearing my throat. I wanted to come through here and shed some light on, you know, I really feel like, I'm gonna say this, I feel like majority of people suffer with depression, right? I believe like, I don't even know what percentage, but I believe it's a high percentage suffer with depression. And to be honest with you guys, my son, my youngest son goes through, like he suffered with depression. And where I am today, I was trying to explain to him, like, depression is like, I really feel like depression is like people would call it an illness. I feel like it's a spirit. I feel like it's the work of the devil, because God is light and the devil is dark. And I was just having a conversation with him earlier, and I was just talking to him because you guys, I try to like pour into my children as much as possible. You know, I just try to pour into them as much as possible as a mom and as a single mom and things like that. And I was just telling him, you got to get out of the dark place. You got to get out of that dark place. Like, the dark place. When you in a dark place, it's like you telling the enemy like you won. When you go to a place and you like feel like giving up and you feel like the world is too heavy. First of all, you're carrying something that don't even belong to you because the world don't belong to you. Your problems don't belong to you. Your problems belong to God. When we start giving our problems over to God, things become a lot easier. Things become a lot lighter. Your life becomes a lot lighter and you just feel so much better. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, I've always been this way. No, I just wholeheartedly gave my life over to Christ about a year and a half ago. And I feel amazing. I feel amazing. One of the best things, well, the best thing, I don't say one of the best things, the best thing I could have ever done was give my life over to Christ wholeheartedly. For 30 some years, I would pick God up and put him down, pick him up, put him down, pick him up. And what I mean by picking him up, putting him down, for y'all, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm speaking of my life and my experience. I would pick God up Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, I put him down because I wanted to do the things of the world. When you give your life over to Christ, you wholeheartedly give your life over to Christ. You convert over. You no longer become of the world. You're in the world, but not of the world. So you don't do the things of the world. You try not to. Sometimes I slip up, and I fall, and I get up, and I say, God, oh, Daddy, I'm sorry, forgive me. That's because we're human, and things like that. But what I mean by that is like when you, oh my God, subject going. Just letting you guys know, like when you go into a dark place, you're letting the enemy know, like you won, you won. When I used to go into a dark place, 30 some years of my life, I used to go into a dark place. I didn't know God. So I didn't know how to apply God to my life. So now as I'm learning to apply God to my life, I'm trying to apply it to my children's life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, darn, now that I got it, so darn, my God, where you been all my life? He like, I've been right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. It was me was messing up. But I'm telling y'all, it's so beautiful. Get out of that dark place. That dark place is nothing. Nobody belongs in the dark place but the devil. That's his place. God is light, God is love, God is peace. And when you get to that place where you actually love God, wholeheartedly love God and stop playing with God, you know, it's God bring this peace upon you. You get what I'm saying? For years and years, I would chase after men because I was looking for love in the wrong places. And when I found God, I fell in love with God, and God taught me how to love myself. And that's what I try to teach the youth. I teach, I mentor a lot of people, and I just try to tell people, like, stop chasing, stop trying to fall in love, trying to look for people to make you happy. Be happy within yourself. Be happy, fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with God first. Fall in love with yourself, because I'm telling y'all, it's such an amazing feeling. It's such an amazing feeling. The dark place is nowhere for us. God, one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, greater is he that is in you that is in the world. So God already told you you're great. God already told you you're intelligent. God already told you you handsome, you pretty. We'll let the enemy whisper in our ear, and we'll hear and say, oh, you're not worthy. Oh, you're not smart. or you're not pretty, or you're not handsome, or you're not going to pass that test, or you're not going to get that job. So you start saying, well, I'm not. And the power is in the tongue. So when you tell yourself, oh, I'm not, God already tell you, he give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and serpents and things like that. So he give you the power. We just don't know how to use it. So when you get into God and you learn how to use the power that God's giving you already, then you know what I'm saying, you basically become unstoppable. Nobody, the devil can't stop God. He could try to stop you, but when God in you, he can't even stop you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm trying to go with that. Again, so all my people that suffer with depression, that they call illness, that just in a dark place, like, come out that dark place again. Nobody belongs there but the devil. He was the only person cast down into, the dark place or what have you. And find God. God is light. If you're looking for light, you look for love. Look for God. Look for God, because when you find God, He gonna bring you to the light. And He gonna bring you that peace. He's gonna give you that love. I like to use myself as an example, because I'm not one of them people that get out there and they preach about things and they just be like, or they speak on things that I don't want to say they have no clue about, but I'm not one of those people that try to put myself on a pedestal. I like to bring up my experience and let you know, for 30-something years, I chased after men to make myself happy. I was never, you know what I'm saying? I was never happy within myself. I didn't know how to love myself. So it was easy for me to go out there and do things to make another person happy. And not only that, I was putting that person before God. God is a jealous God. So when I start this last year and a half or so, when I start putting God before people and things, God start putting me before some things. You get what I'm saying? God start opening doors for me. There's been doors been opening for me, and there's been also the enemy working, trying to, work against God. But God is way more powerful than the enemy, so he can't do nothing God ain't gonna allow him to do. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that. But what I'm trying to say is, when you allow God to like use you and go into God, like go to God and let God's presence come into you, ain't nothing you can't do. You get what I'm saying? So once I start like putting God before people and things, and just start putting God in first in my life. I remember I used to be so busy, even like with traveling. I'm like, I get up, I get on social media, and I'm like, I don't have time to get on my knees and pray. Like, who says that? I used to say that. Can you believe it? I used to say that. It's like, I don't have time. I'll talk to God later. And then some of you guys probably see this and feel me, can relate to it. I mean, let's be realistic. The first step in growing is being real with yourself. And that's one thing about me. I'm real with myself. I'm real with myself, and I'm real with y'all. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, you need to do this. I can't stand when people do that and they get up there and they speak on what you need to do and don't address their flaws. I'm always address my flaws first, because I ain't perfect and I fall short, and I'm always fall short because I'm human. But yes, I used to get up and I used to be like, oh, I talk to God later. I'll be running, be so busy chasing a dollar, chasing this, chasing that. Let me tell you something. As long as I was chasing everything, God wasn't, he was right there, but he wasn't chasing me. You know what I'm saying? As long as I was chasing everything before I was chasing God, he standing to the side like, oh, really? Okay. Let me know how that worked when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Scanning myself up, falling, bumping my head and everything. I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, okay. And it took me a long time. It took me 30-some years to get it right, but I'm grateful, and I just thank God that I got it. Because everybody don't get that second chance. So I'm grateful. If you watching this video, you got a second chance. If you watching this video and you seeing this, like, go to God. Go to God about your problem. Lean on God. That's all he wants you to do. He just wants you to come to him. Your story was already written before you was born. Your book was already there before you was born. God knew what you was going to do before you did it. Just, learn from our mistakes. Let's learn from our mistakes and things like that. Again, like, I was putting everything before God. So it's like, we expect God to put everything in order for us when we don't even put God first in order. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't putting God first. So, when I was putting God on the back burner, okay, God put me on the back burner. Oh, okay, so you're going to put me on the back burner, I'm going to put you on the back burner. When I start putting God first, God start putting me first. God start opening doors for me. Even when he say wait, he not saying, oh, you can't have that. Or even if he's saying you can't have that, he's saying, Okay, you can't have that because I got something better. A lot of times we feel like, oh, well, why I wasn't good enough for the job. It ain't that you wasn't good enough for the job. You might have been way colder for the job and he got something greater. You get what I'm saying? Or you might not been the right person for that man, or that man might not have been the right person for you, not you the right person for that man. God got something greater. Or God might be telling you, wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Pump your brakes. Let me finish working on you. Let me finish molding you, you know? Um, I'm 5 years. I've been 5 years I've been working on myself, and it's been the best 5 years of my life. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been part of the best 5 years of my life. I took 3 years in the no 6 7 years. I took like 3 L's. I lost 3 people. I lost my father, my sister, and my mother. And but I want to tell you guys something. I remember I was on the floor of my house in the bathroom. I'm not trying to get off subject. I get back on it. This lady called me. This young lady that's been following my movement and everything, and she just a beautiful person. I met her in a hair salon, and she was like, "Tish, I want to support you. You know, this and that and that. I read your book," and I was like, "Okay." She always called me. And, you know, we start talking, but it was always like here and there. It wasn't like we talk every day, but when we did talk, it's like, you know, it was love, it was mad love. And when she found out my mother died, she came over and she was like, Tish, you know, I'm sorry. You know, she just was trying to be there for me. And she looked at me and she said, Tish, I watched your mother come to all your events. You know, I seen your mother on your side. She said, Tish, I just met my father last week. No, not last week. I'm sorry, last year. And she's like 40 some years old. And I looked at her because when she texted me, asked me, can she come to see me? I was on the floor crying, and talking to God and praying to God. So when she texted me, it was like, Tish, can I come and see you? So I was like, and I just prayed and asked God, God, what next? What next? He sent me her. Let me tell you what she told me. She's like, I just met my father last year. I'm 40 some years old. My mother don't want nothing to do with me or my siblings. I won't say her name on here, but she know who I'm talking about. And I looked at her and she said, Tish, I would have loved to have what you had. And it just made me appreciate it even more. And I felt so bad because for what, 5 years, I was doing this and I wasn't doing this. I didn't know her story. I was always doing the talking. And I had to apologize and like regroup and like, I'm sorry. So I didn't even know you was going through that. I didn't even know you didn't know your father. You just met your father last year. And it just made me appreciate, even though I lost my mom, it made me appreciate her even more. So where I'm trying to go with this story, like God, man, God sent people to us, like pay attention. Even people that just come in temporary, like just pay attention to like when God sent people your way, man. Like that was so deep, and I had to put me to the side. I had to put me to the side and just like listen to her because I'm like, and I just felt like this because I'm like, darn, here it is. I'm crying about a woman that I spent 30 something years with, and this woman, mother don't even, you know what I'm saying, or her father. And I was just like, we gotta learn to appreciate the loved ones, our loved ones we have, and even our enemies. I love my enemies. I love everybody that don't even love me, whether they know it or not. I got mad love for you. I do, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I sleep good every night. I eat good. I sleep good. When I used to hold a grudge in my heart, I couldn't sleep good. I couldn't sleep good. You know what I'm saying? It was too heavy. I don't want nothing heavy. I don't hate anyone. And if someone do me wrong, I do be like, God, help me with that. Help me with this. Help me forgive this person. It might take me a little longer than usual or something like that. But I'm praying I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, where was I going? Where was I going? Hi everyone. No depression is not have him call his Uncle James. Hey Uncle. Oh no, he not like, well, he not like in a bad place like that or anything. Like my mom was his mom. You know what I'm saying? So when I took an L, he took an L. My mother pretty much raised him. I'm not saying it like, oh, he just down. He good. I'm gonna continue to pour God into him. God got him. He gonna be good. But I really wanted to come here and share some light because I was lit on the phone with my son just now. You know, I ain't home. I was on the phone. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pouring to him. He listening. So I'm like, you know what? Let me shine some of this light on some of these other people that might need it or could use it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go on here and let God use me for some of these other people, just like He did with my son. So all is well. All is well. God is good. God loves us all. We all taking it one day at a time. We all fall, but get back up. Again, darkness is a place only for the enemy. It's not a place for us. Shake out of it. God got you. Um, Best way to get out of the darkness is God. That's the only way to me. I mean, when I go into a dark place, I start worshiping God. I start talking to God. I start reading my Bible. I get in my word. When I get through with that, I start feeling like Superwoman. I don't know. It's like I'm feeling good, but no, seriously, I feel great. But again, God is love. We got to keep working at it. Just keep working at just being a better. I'm not trying to be a better me. I want to be a better version of what God called me to be. I'm gonna say it like that. I still fall. I still make mistakes. I still could get an attitude with people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like having to correct myself and check myself. I still fall short, but I'm a work in progress, as we all is. We all working on ourselves. We all trying to. My goal right now is not to be better than anybody on here. My goal is to be ready for when God comes. My goal is to be able to go to heaven. That's my goal. That's my goal. Like being able to not just go to heaven. I want to go to heaven, but to be a light in this world, because my biggest thing I want to hear from God is for God to tell me, Tish, well done. You know, I don't want the God get before me and be like, what did you do with the gift that I gave you? What did you do with it? You know what I'm saying? What did you do with what I gave you? So my mother was a light in my life. God definitely used her. She passed it on to me. I'm going to pass it on to whoever I can. Um, Not for anybody to glorify my name, let me correct that, but for them to glorify God's name, because it's all because of God. I am who I am today, and I'm grateful. Um, I love you all, and as long as we keep God first, I can keep us. But we put God on the back burner. Now I get up, I listen to my worship, I listen to God, I talk to God. I got a video coming out. It's called Conversation with God. Y'all stay tuned. I got quite a few things coming out too, but I get on here every now and then I get off. Right now, I'm focusing on quite a few things I'm not going to speak on right now, but you guys will see. Um, I love y'all so much. God bless y'all. Jesus love y'all, and I'm out. All right.